Yo, 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 what it do, what it is, y'all. It's your boy Taylor May Rock. You're now tuned in to the infamous No Filter Show. And as always, I'm joined by my great co-host.
Got all the the tool, and all that goodness. Jay Quick, villain, the one in the white mask, beats, bars, and faith. We in here. Asylum, get that. We out.
Man, and of course, this is your man GMO, aka non-GMO. And we are in here. You heard me.
And I am the Blue Phoenix, aka a transformational life coach now.
Yeah, she has a license to heal.
Hey, congratulations to you on that. That's a big move.
I didn't need a license, but yes, I got the papers.
Close or friggin' enough. You're qualified. You can heal under the tape. All right. Never mind. Forget it. That was about to sound completely wrong. I just cut myself completely off.
Don't do that.
All right, yeah. That sounded good in my head before I said it.
Yeah, never listen to your head.
No.
The small
never.
head or the big head, bro. Never listen to it. Neither one of them, bro. Just go with your heart. You hear me?
Yeah, I was trying to be clever, but that was gonna be clever in a very left way.
Like shit.
Shit. Yeah.
Hey, Rock, what we got, bro? You ain't even introduced yourself.
I did.
Oh man, I'm that sleepy.
Well, I will say, let's do this. Oh, what's going on? Nikki, showing in here, beats, bars, and faith. Sean Marshall in this building. So I will say, I don't know about y'all, but I was tuned in to the verses that happened earlier this week. Now let's get the obvious out of the way. Of course, we wanted it to be 50 and Ja instead of Fat Joe and Java, yada. Those who followed this matchup know that Ja invited 50 to the smoke first. 50 declined, so therefore, he and Fat Joe said, all right, let's put on this dang show. Now, as always, I go into this looking at both sides. Now, granted, firstly, watching this versus, I felt so much. This was nostalgia for me personally. I felt like I was back in 2002 again. It was immaculate for me personally. Now, as far as just being a fan, I enjoyed the whole shit. Now, the competitive side. Of course, at first I said Ja, because Ja just ran like a whole era, and he had nothing but hits, bangers. But at the same time, on the other side, Fat Joe was in this game longer, has a little more longevity, has more to choose from. He has more, just more. So I'm like, I don't know. Joe may take this, but when the battle was going on, Joe went. Ja hit him with it seemed like every time Joe shot a bullet, Ja shot a Scud missile. Like, bow, bow, bow. Like, dude, literally, all of his shit was damn near top 10s, number 1s. To me, the round of the night was when he brought Lil Mo and Vita out, because I damn sure didn't expect to see Vita there. I did not. And Vita been hitting the gym because she had like a 38 pack in her stomach. I never seen that before in my life. But she was fit. Good ass friggin' battle. It was dope. I enjoyed it. That's me. Anyone else say it?
Yeah, I got a chance to check in. Ja like held it.
Straight up.
I like the way he was countering back with Fat Joe's antics. You feel me? He was like Fat Joe said something about he had old songs, and Ja was like, old songs are classics. You feel me? He just flexed on him with that shit. I'm not even gonna lie. I was shocked. I kind of feel like possibly Ja lost. If you really think about it, the biggest hits that Fat Joe played was songs that weren't his. Like, he had to reach into his bag and do All I Do Is Win. That's not his song. That's Khaled's song. You feel me?
Oh, and one of them, the What's Love joint, Ja wrote the hook and all of Ashanti's parts for that.
Yeah. So, But it was dope when they did the New York Joan and brought out Jada Kiss and really held it down for New York. I thought that shit was stupid. Yeah, there you go. She said yesterday's songs are today's classics. Ja, I couldn't have said that shit no better.
Yes, indeed. Oh, Star's in the building. What's popping, Star? Can she speak at all? We'll get back to her. Mo, did you get a chance to see
it? Yeah, I listened to a lot of it, bro, and I must say, the fellow Pisces, Ja Rule, the writer for Jay-Z's hooks and all that good stuff, bro. Like, I'm just psyched about it, bro. Like, he maintained his composure. You know, he even got on him. You know, we're gonna get into the controversial part of it, you dig? But at the same time, bro, those hits, the things that he was like, you know, everything that he was talking about, bro, I went back into my bag, bro. Like I was in my early 19 years. You dig what I'm saying? Like 01, I was 20 years old, bro, when a lot of this stuff was coming out, bro. Like that's my equal. You dig what I'm saying? So I'm part of that fold. You dig? And he stuck to the hits. He finally brought Ashanti and Baby Girl out, and it was just lit. It was just fucking lit, bro. You can hear Madison Square Garden going ape shit.
Yeah, and I kind of knew it was. I kind of knew he didn't lose a step because when they first brought him out, the place freaking erupted. Right. I didn't expect that type of reaction because we haven't seen him for a minute. But like, people were legitimately happy to see him. It seemed like, you know, when I heard the crowd reaction when he when he walked out, you know, and the energy was just set off from there.
It's trill shit, bro. Like, I really appreciate this battle. I see that Fat Joe tried to keep it hip hop, but a lot of his hits are underground, bro. Like, I was listening to the whole albums. You dig what I'm saying? So I was doing this. Like, I was on some Onyx. Right. You know what I'm saying? I went back to Brooklyn on their ass with that joint. But a majority of the crowd, which is predominantly female, fucking with Ja Rule, you know what I'm saying, wasn't really necessarily feeling those type of hits. You know what I'm saying? It's not where you're from, it's where you're at. Yeah.
And to respond to the comment, you're right. They have been torn. But I mean, he's still been kind of low key. Yeah. Very, very. It's still been kind of low key. This is like the first, at least that I've seen. You know, if I missed a few, excuse me. But this was the first event that was as on a big as a scale as it was that I personally have seen Ja Rule in a minute. That's what I meant, homie. So when he came out, he had to remind a whole lot of people that they had them kind of messed up. So yeah, homeboy.
Speaking of verses and having somebody messed up, I got a bone to pick with G.I. Mo.
What happened this time?
You have been ducking me with this Cash Money No Limit battle. I am locked and loaded and ready to go. I want all smoke like a chimney. What's good?
Listen, let me tell you something, bro. Let me go ahead and did this. Let me go ahead and did this, bro.
Huh?
I would love to see this. Now, I must admit, back in 2000, Cash Money did a tour down there in Norfolk, Virginia, right? I was stationed down there in the military. Went down that joint. Lackluster. Very lackluster, bro. I went to the No Limit concert, bro. They got hits, homie. Once Mystical comes out, he's shutting everybody down.
Bro, Mystical lost cool points when I realized he had fake braids in his hair.
The fuck you mean? Fuck them fake braids, bro. He went to the same duty station I was at. You know,
he's not real. He's not real.
Okay, bruh, all right. So
Cash Money got fake teeth. They all gold and stuff.
Hey,
so let's real like this. So ain't nobody heart No,
But
ain't no
hold
hold on. You listen to
It's
this.
real gold.
You ain't
Though.
hard,
It's real diamonds.
bruh. So hold T. We're
I'm
gonna avoid the
bullshitting,
fact
yo.
that
It don't matter.
Juvenile went out here and remixed "Back That Ass Up" for "Back That Vax Up." We really gonna excuse this nigga.
So are
for
you
that
saying that
bullshit.
that's losing points?
All the way? That's 1,000 points. Him and Biden are homeboys. You hear me?
That
With
nigga
his
said,
black
"So you
ass
wanna go
eyes.
outside to the
What is
sports
it with?
event?"
What is it with politicians and black ass eyes? And have you stared in the eyes of Biden? They are pitch black, Mo.
All right, let's do this. Can I ask you a hyper? Oh, were you about to speak, Phoenix?
No, I said his eyes blind like that because he the devil and he old as hell.
So yeah. So question: if we just go by a member, right? Like if we took, matter of fact, let's take the head honchos. If we take Birdman, put him up against Master P alone, who has the hits? Who has the most hits between them?
Master P.
Birdman versus Master P.
No, I'm just breaking down I'm just breaking down the matchup of both sides. If we take the head honchos, just them alone, because they got to dig in their bag of what they got too. Between them, who got bangers?
I think Master P got him. Just because listen, he's saying between just those
them two.
Just them two. Oh, no, you can't do the Jet Raleigh dance with that one. I'm trying to tell you. I will show you something. Cash Money ran it for a while. Their catalog is very, very broad. And I won't even cheat and go Young Money because that's part of the Cash Money fold. You dig what I'm saying? I'm just saying, I want all smoke. You give me
that's kind of a spin-off crew, though, yo. You can't really count that.
I won't even include them. Mo, in the words of Hulk Hogan, let me tell you something, brother. I want all smoke anywhere. You let me know when, where, and the time, and I will have my 10 songs for the win.
On stage. Now, all right.
Really, bruh. Really, bruh.
But wait. Now, let's just say this, because right now you're doing the original format of verses, playing tracks back and forth. Now, if we go to this new outside format, when we take the tracks in addition to stage performance, who is winning?
Master P.
Because when Mystical performs, it is different.
Wayne turns up a crowd by himself.
So you think and so can Mystical. So you think Mystical versus Wayne on the stage, who wins?
You really telling me that Mystical will move a crowd more than Lil Wayne?
Bro,
I'm asking,
have you seen? No. Fuck that. Fuck all of this. Have y'all both seen both of the crews perform before? Because I've seen both of them.
Yeah.
So you actually have it. So GIMO actually has experience. All right, firsthand look.
Bro, bring your top 10. I'll bring my top 10, and we'll settle this way. We're not
until they get the stage on.
Conference. I see you put your hood on, so you in boxing mode. You feel like you about to throw a drink on me or something, bro. You about to pull a Conor McGregor on me, bro. Bring your top 10.
And after he does, he gonna say it ain't my fault.
Bro, you hear me? That's a whole vibe right there, bro. You don't know what the fuck you just said. But I must admit, y'all, okay, all right, so look. I saw Juvenile and them perform at their prime in 2000.
That's back that thing up, like first came out and stuff.
At a pavilion, you hear me? Like open spaces. It was the whole Cash Money crew. They was hitting all the hot boy joints. Wayne was hot, but he didn't perform well, bro. Like, I must admit, y'all, like when it comes to individuality, No Limit gonna kill. Like, I've seen them like finally in the late 2020 year, you hear me? And the energy and the beats, KLC and Moby Dick, all of them, bro. Like, they cannot compete with them, y'all. Like hearing both of them live is so amazing, bro.
Yo, the picture.
But I will admit, when it comes to performance, ain't nobody doing it like No Limit. Once Mystical cuts them lights off, bro. Let me describe this to you. I want everybody in their minds to close their eyes. Close your eyes. Close your eyes, bro.
Why
Imagine
is Yeezy on the screen?
That's the face that Rock is making.
Imagine it getting dark. Imagine Master P done did most of his best hits. Fiend came out as the first act. Now Mac is free.
Oh, he is out, isn't he?
Now Mac is free.
Oh,
Now
dang.
imagine. Now just imagine closing your eyes and it gets dark, and then all of a sudden you hear, "Been so long." Get it. Hey, young. Hey, bro. Ain't Wayne. Hey, look, and I love Wayne, bro.
I ain't gonna hold you because now that song is gonna grasp the younger crowd because that Danger track went viral on TikTok again.
Let me tell you something. If that was your way of getting me excited, yawn.
That's because you're not a Mystical fan, homie.
Oh, wait a minute. Yes, I am. Don't get it twisted.
Then you wrong as fuck. Because if you ever experienced this type of energy in person,
because you're expecting me to get hype off of that versus, number one stunner, get your roll on, drop it like it's back that ass up, project shit. Come on, bro.
I will say
these are bangers.
A Mystical song, isn't really a get hype song,
my nigga. But guess
what?
It's
a sing along song, but not like a.
You tripping? Will move a crowd.
Just imagine this. All right, okay.
You know what?
There's other songs by Juvie.
I love you up. I love you up. I love you up.
Not to me.
Hey, bro. I'm gonna have to level y'all up one more. When he says, "Bow, bow, 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 still smoking weed." When he hits that, bro, I've seen it in person. When he hits that joint, and then he pauses and he freestyles. When he pauses and freestyles, bro. Now y'all both performers. Do y'all understand the gravity of what I'm talking about?
Well, bro, yes. I will say this. I saw a video. I forgot which one. It might have been the first No Limit reunion. I forgot. But when they brought Mystical out, like you said, literally almost exactly how you said. The only thing that was different was the song he started with. The lights had went out, and then just like smoke missiles just lifted up on. There was nothing but smoke shooting up from the stage. And then the light started blinking, and all you hear was doo 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 doo.
He came out with that. He led with that. That was his first song.
Oh, like, my bad. I was asleep. My bad.
I thought you niggas was looking at me. Looking at me. Come on, bro. Hey, don't make me get hype about shit.
I was asleep.
Juvie cannot make me feel that way, bro. Juvie cannot make me feel that way, homie.
Bruh.
Real shit. The energy, bro. Master P, Fiend. Fucking even Silk the Shocker was dry,
bruh.
But he even came out and had some hits.
Let me guess.
Lay that shit down. You hear me?
Let me guess.
Nah, bro.
When Silk the Shocker come out, you can get hyped too, right?
Nah. It was dead in there when he came out because we couldn't understand his bars. Because his
songs don't even understand his bars.
His songs weren't memorable. You know what I'm saying? His songs really weren't that memorable. I got two songs that I fuck with. Give Me the World from Silk the Shocker. Anybody that listen to that,
it ain't my fault.
Ain't my fault. And those is his two bangers. But
both part one and part two of It Ain't My Fault is fire. So
what's the jump with him and Maya?
Oh, Mia.
The Best of Me.
Yeah, that jump crank. Except for his part.
All right, first of all, let's name. I'm best. So all the original members of Cash Money is Baby or Birdman, Baby, whatever you want to call him. Manny Fresh, it's BG, it's Juvie, it's Wayne. Am I missing anybody?
Turk.
Is that it, or is it anyone else?
Yep.
All right, so that's it.
And Turk ain't got no solo albums that anybody gives a fuck about.
I will put their catalog. Just bring your 10 songs. I'm tired of talking.
All right, so we got. All right, so
the songs we can't talk about it no more.
Oh, hold on, wait. You do know if we talking about No Limit, you gotta remember who else joined No Limit after they left Death Row. That's Snoop D-O-double-G.
But guess what? What songs did he put out that was cranking like that?
S-N-double-O-P-D-O-double-G-Z.
If you're gonna pull that out, you can only do the songs that he did when he was with No Limit.
That's it. You don't have to. What? Last Meal was on there.
Bring
You better lay low. No, just said I shot some shit about him. Now she's sick. She better lay low. Come on.
10 songs. 1, 2, 3.
That's I literally forgot 6, Snoop. Yo,
7, 8,
lay
9,
low.
10.
Mo, if you don't put lay low in there, we fight.
So this is how it works. Every time we show off, I win the crowd over because I got the jams. You hear me?
You want to know something?
I am Ja Rule. You hear me? I am Ja Rule, bro. What would I be without my baby?
Look, I gave you the crowd because I chose. Look, it was Biggie versus Pac. I took the handicap. I took the smaller catalog and still gave you some go.
This you can never give me no go.
That was one battle, but I'm trying. Oh, hold on, wait a minute. We had a song battle at the house. I think you lost that one, buddy.
Oh no, we had R&B at the house, homie, and I am an R&B.
Oh wait a minute. So all our listeners,
used to sing, bro. I used to sing.
To all of our listeners, it was ladies in the house. It wasn't just me and Mo.
No. We got one lady that was in the house. Phoenix. Who won that song, bitch?
Yeah, somebody out there saying, "Hold on, these two grown men playing R&B songs to each other." That's what they
I don't even remember who won. I know
I won that joint. I always win. I am the man.
Your last song flopped. Your last song didn't do it.
Come on, bro. You wellin', bro. You wellin' right now, yeah.
No evidence. Run that back on camera.
You know how old I am? Bro, you know how old I am? My father used to take me to go see Johnny Gill at the Carter Burn. Nigga. When he still had a jury curl, my man.
Do you know
when
who
I was
I am?
A little 6-year-old. You hear me?
I'm John Legend's second cousin.
You know what?
I'm back. I'm back. So, what do we have going on in the news, people?
You tell me.
Well, I really don't know. I kind of been out the loop.
So how about this? I'll start off, right? So a Chicago cop allegedly shoved a flashlight into a handcuffed teen's buttocks.
What?
Yeah, it's getting heinous.
Hold on.
And he is milky.
All right, so that's the punchline. What's the build up for all this? Like, what is the story? Tell me.
Hey, bro. No, I want to get y'all reactions first. Explain to me.
Ridiculous. Obviously, that's you. So you raping people with objects, basically.
A Chicago cop, not policeman, cop, allegedly shoved a flashlight into a handcuffed teen's buttocks.
So I want to say he was looking for drugs, but it gotta be something weird he was looking for. I guess checking for constipation. I mean,
what?
Right, put your damn self in the bag right now, dog. Thank you.
Oh Lord, I'm like so stuck right now. He allegedly. They always put that alleged.
Of course, because we don't know.
Allegedly stuck forth a flashlight. Do you know how big their flashlights are?
They beat people with them.
You allegedly stuck a flashlight up a teenager's ass.
I want to get first reactions. Like, I'm listening. What are y'all thoughts on that? This is alleged, but if it really did happen, how would you feel?
If it did happen.
If it happened, I'm not even putting no alleged.
So, all right. Funny shit. Don't you know how when we were young, you used to take the flashlight, you put it against your hand, and it used to turn red?
Mm-hmm.
That's the first thing I thought about. I'm not gonna lie. I just thought about the nigga insides glowing from being in his ass. I'm just saying. That's what I thought about. That's my first reaction.
So
Lieutenant, thought about him with a flashlight. That's what he did.
Is that how they protect the serve now?
So let's get this straight. So let me give you the details, right? So the Chicago policeman, Wilfredo Roman, which is a very exotic name. I don't know. His face is anonymous. Like, I don't know what the fuck he is. He has an Italian chin with the square head. Like, you can't really call this. He's very ambiguous racially. So I can't really call him white. I can't say anything, right? But the Chicago police lieutenant, y'all, this is a lieutenant. He shoved it on a cloth backside. So there might have been penetration through the cloth. Can you imagine how much force you have to give in order to do that? Hello? Are we all dead? Did somebody die?
I'm still in shock. What the heck? Exactly. So in order for, if it went through the pants, he had to have purposefully shoved that shit up there.
Yeah.
He sodomized this child.
Yeah.
And it's alleged.
And it takes a lot of force to force something between somebody's butt cheeks, through their jeans or their sweatpants or anything like that. Yeah. Takes a lot of force. Yeah. Shit gets real.
So what any prosecution there in, like, what's happening?
What are your thoughts?
Bro, obvious what my dang thoughts are, yo. That's ridiculous. I mean, it's ridiculous. I can't even form the words to describe what I think of that. Because if anything, I'd be regurgitating what everything I've been saying about corrupt use of power for the longest, and for as long as we've been doing this show.
All right. So as you said that, let me go ahead and give you a quote from the article. The actual official misconduct, Roman downplayed it, right? So let me tell you a quote that he said. All right. He said, claiming that the team was not even hurt, but this is his quote. "This is a spank or a spanking for the love of God." Quote again. "I had nuns that treated me far worse." Now, this is the boomer shit. This is baby boomers. This is baby boomers. This is what abuse is about. Like, every time you look into your parents' eyes and, you know what I'm saying, all of that shit, this is what this shit is about. This is what this shit is about.
So nuns sodomized him, basically, is what he's trying to say.
No. You know, back in the day, and from what it sounds like, he probably went to a Catholic school. That's just my opinion.
I know they're strict in Catholic, because like I went to one only for 1 year when I was in kindergarten. You feel me? That's after that I went to public
Same
school.
here.
You know, so I know how strict the rules and regulations and so on and so forth are, you know. And granted, and about the whole about the whole nun sodomy thing, that was me taking that quote he said to being out of count. You know, I was exaggerating that. So to those viewing, don't take that to heart. Anyways. And also, my dad used to tell me about times when he went to school as a kid, back when principals and so on and so forth were allowed to what they call paddle you if they saw fit, you know. And granted, my dad said he had several Caucasian teachers, and granted, it was a very different climate back then. Very different climate back then. And he felt one of the times he got paddled, there was a different intent behind it. He felt it was a different intent behind it, and he felt that the person doing it had a sixth sense of enjoyment while he did it. So yeah, it was different. It was real back then. For some crazy, it was different.
Now, I get that you're trying to have an understanding, bro. But we got to be trill about this. These are what our parents went through, right? This is the same energy that they pass down to us, is that ass whoopings, instead of talking to babies who are future adults, is okay. This guy said that he's been through worse than a flashlight up his ass, bro. Think about that. Just think about that. That whole thought process. I got kicked out of Catholic schools in kindergarten, and I went to DC schools after that because I had a problem with the disciplinary actions. You dig what I'm saying? I'm a baby. Like I'm in kindergarten. Like I'm chicken fighting. I'm doing what young men do, and they could not contain me, bro. Like it is, but my parents passed down the ideals that you should whoop the shit out of people because they got the shit whooped out of them. You hear me? This sounds like conditioning. This sounds like, okay, all right, cool. A flashlight up the ass ain't nothing, bro. What did he experience that a flashlight up the ass is okay? And how did you get it up there? Did you need it? It's just a spanking, bro.
Well, sodomy via a flashlight is not a spanking. But does it spark my interest to really the psychological depth? The psychologically triggering part of me wants to know literally what he's referring to when he says he's been through worse. I want to know. I'm curious on what he actually went through. But you're not going to call sodomy a spanking. That's no. You're not. We're not letting that through customs at all.
So is he being charged with anything, or what are they doing?
He's definitely being charged. He's definitely being charged. That's the reason why it's actually out here. Now, I haven't gone into details. They haven't actually said exactly what he's being charged with. Probably abuse or some shit of a teen. You know what I mean? But some small shit.
Exactly. Yeah.
It's not gonna be nothing heavy.
They're gonna put alleged. His ass is not saying it's alleged. Ugh.
You already hear the nomenclature. You already hear the words. You know what I mean? So I'm not gonna waste my time on that story. We already know what it is. And DJ Slicky give a teacher 12 stitches for hitting me. Wow. It's DJ Slicky and Sonia, Nikki, I'm 40 years old, right? So like when I hear experiences, I don't know how old you are, but I know you're pretty much probably 10 years, maybe my senior, probably more. When I hear the abusive stories from my baby boomers, and everybody grew up in the Vietnam War and all that stuff, you know what I'm saying? Fathers coming home with PTSD. It makes me wonder. It makes me wonder sometimes, like, how do y'all guys feel about disciplining your kids? Have you ever had to like really? Okay, all right, bet. So you're 11 years my senior, Sonia. You know what I'm saying? I'm still young, so don't get it twisted. I got something for your ass. Like, I'll fuck with you. But you have to think about the mental and the things that baby boomers have went through psychologically. Y'all were coming from, heroin. You know what I'm saying? The heroin addiction, the opioid addiction, as they call it now, right? Then y'all went through crack epidemics. Then you came with the soldiers coming home, where the baby boomers came from. Everybody was involuntarily shipped overseas. And I would like to know how many of y'all had military fathers that actually came home and was very abusive.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it gets a little old. And, I try to apply that same pressure to my son, okay? My youngest son right now. And it came from me getting whipped all the time for no goddamn reason. You hear me? And I thought that that's how it worked, you know what I'm saying, for boys. Like, okay, he doesn't get it. We don't talk about it. We spank about it. You know what I'm saying? And after that, we go buy candy. We go out. You know what I'm saying? That's how baby boomers taught me. I was adopted, so I grew up amongst, your uncle. Okay. So DJ Slicky, as I'm talking, did your uncle raise you? You know what I'm saying? Like, how was your household? But a lot of this generation that that are in their 40s and their late 30s grew up in a very abusive environment, mentally abusive women because they were mentally abused. You know what I mean? Physically abused women and physically abused boys. You know what I'm saying? We grew up in a lot of hell in between that golden era. You know what I'm saying? Where there was a slight break when the internet started popping off and everything. And the youngest now ain't rocking. They just want to be free. Everybody here on the panel right now, from Phoenix to Rock to Quick, are ass whoopings even worth it?
No. I mean, it's really not. It's really not. It only teaches you, honestly, getting your butt whooped sometimes only teaches you what not to do or how not to get caught. And especially if you would get whoopings for things you didn't do, because that was me. I would get in trouble for stuff I didn't do. It just teaches you either to go do it since you didn't do it and you got in trouble anyway, or how not to do it, how not to get caught. I mean, no. But you know what's worse than ass whoopings? Conversations. My mother would talk to us before she whipped us, if she whipped us, because my mother wasn't really a spanker. But if she had to spank you, we going to talk about what you did. She want to know why you did it. She going to talk about why she's spanking you. She going to talk about why she's spanking you, and then you're going to get your butt whooped. My dad was not a talker, so he just coming with the belt. And then after the belt, just like after you get a beating, just like you said, he you want to come watch a movie, or here you want to go to the store, or go to the store for me, you can get to the, yeah. It's not really worth it.
Rock, what have you experienced, bro?
So it's like it's 50-50. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes a child needs to be punished. And I'm not saying whoop they ass, because I done got my ass whooped and talked to at the same time. You feel me? Like, I've gotten my ass literally in syllables. Like,
Yeah, I had that too.
You feel me? So, but there's always a way of punishing the child. And when I got to the point where I realized that these are children and I'm a grown man, you feel me? There's other ways to physically punish a child. You feel me? Like, I adapted the iron the human chair against the wall. You feel me? Or hold these books side to side. I'm gonna burn you out military style. Get in push-up position and hold it. And I'm talking to you while you're physically hurting. You feel me? When I learned that that's more effective than me putting my hands on my kids, because that does nothing but create fear. And you can only control with fear, but for so long, because fear causes rebellion. You feel me? So when that happens, now you got a war. You feel me? So if you can find a way to discipline your child and make it count, but still talk to them, then that's effective. But the more you think about it, that's kind of like been handed down from slavery. You feel me? When we did wrong, when the slaves did wrong, what did they do? They beat them. You feel me? They whipped them. You feel me? How many of y'all got beat with a switch? Like, I had aunts and uncles that said, "Go outside and get me a switch off the tree." You feel me?
Had to go kick it.
Here's the kicker. It better not be one of the old ones. I want one of the young ones, so when they hit you, they bend and whip. That's that slave shit. You feel me? So I think it's discipline I said all that to say discipline to a child is effective, but you don't have to put your hands on.
So shout outs to Million. She said, they said it usually stems from anger or lack of emotion on the parent's part. Effective communication works. And she actually, they actually co-signed you and said that it's, those are called syllable whoopings, which is way more different, way more effective. You know what I mean? Like you said, in a push-up position, that's getting you stronger, but you don't understand pain. Now, DJ Slicky Woo Boo said that he was talking about his uncle who had his kids. He fucked his kids up, right? He was saying that he put his son's fingers over an open flame and gave them blisters because he was stealing money. Now, that is where effective communication has to come in at, because why are they stealing? What is the problem? Are you giving them enough attention? You know what I mean? Like, but outside of that, bro, I get it 1000%. Like, I have to admit openly, you know, with my youngest son, I thought that spankings were effective. I thought that being an enforcer was effective. And this is a 6-year-old, you know what I mean? It didn't hit me until I calmed my nerves and I started talking to him. I can take away any pleasure that he wants. He's a little thief. He used to steal chocolate. He used to go up in the joint. Hey, yeah, my man funny as hell, yeah. Kids are innovative and amazing human beings, bro. And I cannot, like, I have to laugh looking back, but me spanking him didn't do anything. Me getting my ass whipped all the time, and my mother was the enforcer. My father only came in when it was detrimental to health. Like, I'm pulling a gun on you because you're disrespectful. Or if I hit you, it means something. Like, bro, hey, look, don't call the giant in the room. I'm sleepy. All I do is work. Don't call me in here. You irritate me. So I got beat on the fact that, you know what I'm saying, or punched on the fact that he was exhausted. And he had to be called in because I'm getting too big for the whippings. Like, the whippings started feeling good. Like, nigga, that's why I'm a freak now. I'm a light-skinned freak. You hear me? Because my mother whipped me into freak shit. You know what I'm saying? But
into submission.
Yeah, whoop me right into it where I like it. I love it. I love that shit.
But look, on the flip side, there are some times where you must put your hands on your child.
You know what? Okay, explain that one.
So, if I ever find out that my son ever raised his hand at his mother, that nigga's gonna have to see me. He is going to have to see me. You feel me? There's a time where a young man is going to step up to his father and swell up in the chest with his fist balled. I've been there. My father had to remind me that, nigga, you are a young man. You are not the man, and I am the father, and you're going to respect me.
Been there too.
It's certain with young men, there's certain times where you definitely have to put your hands on them. And mine is, you swell up on me like you want to fight me like a man. And if you raise your hand at your mother.
My father did some psychological warfare, and I always talk about that. And I just mentioned it in the past. You know what I'm saying? Like, he was actually sticking up for me a lot because I was a boy. You know what I mean? Like, he got it. Like, I'm full of energy. I'm excited. You know what I'm saying? Testosterone hits, right? I've never in my lifetime raised my hands to my mother. I never will. I don't even raise my voice to her. I don't get in arguments with her because, you know, my father, RIP, now I'm the husband. You know what I mean? So I'm getting all her mood swings and everything that he went through now. You know what I mean? She's still living, you know? And my father, at the time when I was bigger than him, I remember it, you know, him and my mother were arguing. And when I stood in between them two, he didn't say nothing. He did not raise his hand because he knew it was a fight. Like, I'm gonna kill your ass. Like, I'm built for this. I'm bench pressing. I'm doing everything. Like, I'm built for this. You know what I'm saying? All them years of ass whippings, bro, I don't feel a lot of pain. You hear me? But what he did was he went downstairs, and I'm gonna show you the gun. He went downstairs and he cocked this motherfucker to my head. This is the gun. It don't look like much, y'all. It don't look like shit. He cocked this motherfucker to my head, right? And he gave me the syllable ass whooping while holding a weapon in front of my head, because the key to it is, and what I got from it, looking back and hearing his voices hearing his sayings all the time in my head, was that outside of this household, physical threats are not going to be readily available. You will not get the chance to fight somebody if you're bigger than them or if you're smaller than them. You are a threat to any man, period. If I put my hands on you now, you're going to think that everybody outside of this household is going to give you a fair fight. I will take your ass out. And his famous saying was, I will Marvin Gaye your ass. He grew up right there in the neighborhood. That's his favorite art. I will Marvin Gaye your ass immediately. You hear me? Because this is not your wife and I've known her longer than you. Boy, back the fuck down. Back all the way the fuck down. Me being a protector of my mother, 1,000. But I still had to learn that lesson because threats outside of the household, you can punch your son, you can whoop your son all you want to. Ain't nobody gonna do that to him. They're gonna shoot the shit out of him. He get bucked with any of these youngins out here, they not fighting no more. They gonna shoot the shit out of him. So you cannot teach a kid respect by punching them. Like, you might be able to teach them respect to you, but you get them conditioned to think that that's how streets gonna be. You know what I mean? Instead of like teaching them how to disarm people or mind his goddamn business. Like, I'm starting to see everything. You know what I'm saying? At 40, all I do is hear my father in my head. You know what I mean? How do you feel about that, bro? Like, do you think that you're conditioning your son for violence when you actually use physical, anything?
Nah, because I don't get physical with him. I burn his ass out. But like I said, there's two terms where if I have to, I will put my hands on him. And that's if he raised his hand at his mother and he raised his hands at me.
So let me ask you this. If he doesn't do push-ups and he refuses, will you hit him?
Oh, no, he's going to listen.
But what if he doesn't? It's going to come a time where he's not going to listen. He's going to be fed the fuck up.
Then
he's tired of doing push-ups.
Then it's going to be a standoff.
So the most pivotal point in my life was when, of course, when my father pulled a gun on me, right? But then after that, when he just ignored me and told me get out at 17 and put me the fuck out. Instead of fighting me, instead of putting his hands on me, he just let go. The same attention that I was craving, he just let it go. He was just like, I'm done with you. Get out right now, like right now. In the code, get the fuck out of my house now. And he just let it go. Ignored me. Didn't give me no attention. You know what I'm saying? Didn't give me anything. That was the most pivotal point where I got it at, like, okay, all right. I need them. And I need them now. You know what I mean? And he never had to lay a hand on me. He got to the point where I was too physically strong for him. And the challenges, you know what I'm saying, it wasn't worth it. And he just let me go. He let me to the world. He was like, this is what you want. Go. Bye. I'm locking this door and you ain't coming back in. I'm changing the locks. You got some shit to deal with now, bro. You know what I mean? And it changed my whole dynamic. It changed me immediately when I was out there freezing, hungry, no money. I wasn't working at the time. There are more advantages to being silent than it is to being violent. That's what I got from my father. The minute I raised my voice at my son, they go blank. The minute he raised my voice, the minute he used to raise his voice at me, I went blank. I would just be like this. Video games, life, pizza, fuck him. I love my mama. You know what I mean? Like, so I don't know as black males, is that a disadvantage of us of having that bravado? Because in most cultures outside of Black America, Africans, abuse is not really tolerated. And most people let their kids be free. They let them experiment, do whatever. they cut off money, they cut off allowance, they do all these things. You know what I mean? Have we gone wrong? Have we gone wrong as Black America by whipping children or feeling like we have to do this? We got to put our guards up like, bruh, you bucking. All right, let me show you what time it is. Have we fucked them up to the point where now this generation now is shooting more than talking?
Well, I'll say this though, because the new generation of parents, the way they quote unquote discipline or whip kids is a lot more damaging. Because in the past 10 years, I've seen a ongoing pattern that I do not like, that's emotionally and psychologically damaging, and that can cause permanent damage. Now, I know I'm not the only one that that once in the blue moon you see a video go viral of some parent disciplining their child, but they made a valid decision of turning on a camera while they did it and posting it online for some. I don't know what reason, what they get out of posting it. I don't know who they want to show it or gloat to, what clout they want to get, but it's fucking ridiculous. What do you achieve out of humiliating a child? Because now when he goes outside, I know all your neighbors probably seen it. His friends probably seen it. Your friends probably seen it. And now they just gonna know that child for getting his ass whooped by you on camera. And even if he don't get his ass whooped, I see parents humiliating their child by shaving their heads bald, by just doing the most degrading things that could mentally and emotionally cause so many long-term issues in a human in the long run. And I literally want to know, what was the desired outcome of broadcasting this? Because granted, my parents are from that baby boomer stage. My uncle fought in Vietnam. One thing I was always told: what happens in your house is supposed to stay in your house. What is your desired outcome of letting the world in your house? So when we talk about something now, a good portion, I won't say all, but a good portion that I've seen, or just like viewed, just walking outside and viewed, if you just turn on because if you go on World Star, you'll see stuff like this all the time. Mother outs her child for this, but father does this to son, and so on and so. I just do not know what they get out of putting what is supposed to be done in your house on camera and showing the world. Like, what is the desired outcome? And to me, that is the big difference from what's going on today compared to what it was when we were growing up and when our parents are growing up. Because people never knew what happened in our house. They never knew. And that is not the case as of right now. And I end my tirade there. I'm off the soapbox.
Okay, so the parents that are doing that are actually our generation.
Exactly.
Those are the ones that are doing that. So then where's the breakdown of us and ours, and why are we doing it to our kids? So is it our way of trying to take our power back because we felt powerless when our parents beat the shit out of us, or what? Because I don't get that either. I don't get that either. And my uncle was in Vietnam. My uncle was. And my mom is not a baby boomer, but her mother was. And but it's I don't understand. So like the generations of parents using beatings for discipline. But what we don't understand is discipline just means to teach. it doesn't mean to beat. And like Mo said, you're not really learning anything, or you're not really paying attention because you're blacking out. Somebody start yelling at you, you don't hear nothing. You can't hear nothing if you're crying. If you're hurt, you're not listening no way. So there's nothing being taught. So how do we go from where we are now to our children? Because it's our children now. And like you said, they're not having this shit no more. This is why they doing what they're doing. How do we reconnect?
The craziest thing about like what Rock said, and DJ Slicky Woo Boo, I don't beat my kids or grandkids. DJ Slicky, I want you to comment, how do they act when you don't beat them? You know what I mean? Or whip them or discipline them, however whatever nomenclature you want to use, whatever language you want to use. To Rock, do you feel like it's a challenge, or do you know your strength? Like, do you feel like that, man? You know, I remember my father, like, I got bigger than him. I get it. You know what I'm saying? As a man, I get it. You know what I'm saying? But I never really challenged my father to a battle. I was just protecting my mother from mental abuse. You know what I'm saying? What I thought was, until I got to know her after his postpartum. You know what I'm saying? Now I get that she was a fucking problem. And now that I know her personally, intimately, without my father being around, I get why he said, get the fuck out my way, because wait till you have a fucking relationship. The biggest thing about a son, if he ever raises his hand to his mother, is the mother abusive? Because no man in his lifetime, especially black males, have ever looked at their mother and been like, I need to fuck her up. Unless she has done something, the unthinkable, molestation, drug abuse. She's done something like that she's not saying in public.
It has to be really, really, really drastic, traumatic for a man to put his hands at his mother. And as Jay was Rock was saying that, I was really sitting there like, I highly doubt he does that. He would ever do that. My son is about to be 19 years old, and he has never, ever raised his voice at me. He has never bucked at me. He has never made me feel like he was going to do anything to me. Never. I can't say that because my brother, he's a different story, but my son, no. Even my youngest son now, he might have a little tantrum, but he has never done that to me. Even my girls, you know. So I think it just depends on how, like you said, what happens in the household with the parent and how they treat the child. But I highly doubt that your son Rock will ever do that. I highly doubt that.
I never said my son would do it. I said those are the.
No, I know. I'm just saying, you know, because how you raised him, how y'all raised him, and baby girl, you know, that I don't think would ever have to be a situation that you would have to worry about, you know.
So DJ Slicky Woo Boo, he was saying that they listen to me, or they doing it where I don't know. So as you said earlier, Phoenix, which was a great point, are we teaching our kids to be slicker? Because that's what I learned.
With the whoopings, yeah. Oh, because you're gonna figure some stuff out.
I'm gonna tell you this because I took my share of ass whoopings and disciplinary actions, but for real, the most effective discipline that was ever brought upon me was not physical. Like my parents did something that got into my head mentally. Like when I was in a stage where I was fucking up, where I quote unquote was not doing good, was fucking up, I guess. When somebody says they're disappointed in you, it does something different. I don't know what it is, but it makes you feel like absolute complete shit, you know, to make you feel like you disgraced your parents in a sense. Like that's what that word disappointed does to you. And like, if you ask anybody who's had that said to them, they'll probably agree. But I got my shit together when I heard that. I ain't gonna hold you.
I heard that one time. That's all it took was one time for me.
And I must agree. And I said it earlier. It was once my father gave up on me, because sometimes children are fighting for attention. So my parents, trying to live above their means and keep up with the Joneses, was the first Black couple in this neighborhood called Prophecy, right? In the back is Sunrise, right, where they had houses. Okay. They were the first Black couple coming from over there at Oxon Hill, not Oxon Hill Village, but Southview. They stayed in Southview for 20 years before they actually bought this house. They were trying to keep it with the Joneses outside of their means. My father just got his job from Pepco and everything. And within that, they were still struggling on the inside. There was a lot of infighting financially, you know what I mean? And they went through hell to have a house. They went through a lot to be there, you know what I mean? And I really feel like a lot of those financial pressures, a lot of the me being a teenager, wanting to go outside, play football, sneaking to play football, sneaking to kiss girls, all that stuff, being a natural little boy, was mistaken. And I got a lot of the pressures of the world taken out on me. I would know how my mother was going to come in the house. She would walk out, she would get out her car. I would look at her and I'd be like, I'm getting a butt whipping, ain't I? And she would whip me to the end of the extinction. You hear me? Like whelps everywhere. And I bet not say shit. My mother was the ass whooper, not my father. My father, nah. He would take me out, show me things. You know what I mean? But because there was so much infighting between them, the only thing my mother knew how to do, coming from the South, coming from, 10 children, was ass whoopings. You know what I'm saying? Like just being taught that way. You know what I mean? And I still stuck up for it. Like I love the one that abused me the most. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? I didn't get whipped by my father like that. My mother beat the shit out of me all the time. And I'm openly admitting that. Like, so I think that, amongst us in this generation, between, and Quick, you're not really, I'm not excluding you because you are psychologically, you get it. You know what I'm saying? You might have been raised by a family, you know what I'm saying, that are just as old, you know what I'm saying? And that mentality transfers to you. So I'm not trying to say anything, but within this 35-year-old range and this 40-year-old range between all three of us, there's a big ass difference, like how we transfer that negative energy over. You know what I mean? It's a lot of hell. And I used to be the one that encouraged ass whoopings, like, beat that kid's ass, like whoop them till it hurt. You know what I mean? But then I got it with my son. I got it with my youngest son. I was just like, this shit ain't working. As soon as I silenced myself and my peace and my energy, and I just started taking things away, you know what I mean? He got it. You know what I'm saying? He locked in, so yeah, man. I don't want to beat a dead horse, man. Let's see. I'm looking at the comments real quick, y'all, before we move past it. Oh, see, in agreement. My mother too. A lot of the women because my mother's 78, you know what I'm saying? So a lot of the women in our lives were the enforcers, and that's the only way they knew how to communicate at that time. So, I've kind of, and it transferred into my relationships. Like I was dealing with abusive women mentally, and I would never let go. You know what I'm saying? I always fought, you know what I'm saying, for the abusive women in my life. I always was around. I've done, 6 years. I've done 5-year stints. I've done, marriages, you know what I'm saying, with women that were very abusive, and I was conditioned for that. I was conditioned that no matter what, I stick up for my mama. You know what I'm saying? And so therefore, in turn, I dealt with the mental abuse from most women. You know what I'm saying? So does anybody feel like And you know what's funny? You know what's crazy is that the way Rock even do, we can do mental warfare too. Let me change it up. I'm gonna go back to that point. But even though we do mental warfare, we do push-ups and everything. What are you getting ready for? Have you ever been to prison? Because I've been to prison. Have you ever been to prison? Because all you do is push-ups, sit-ups, like school to prison pipeline. Like I feel like we get our children conditioned for everything else. Like I had an attitude problem in the military, bro. Like I challenged every authoritative figure in my life because they know my father, you ain't harder than him. And I done tried this nigga. I done fought this nigga. They not gonna talk to you in that joint.
I said, what am I getting them conditioned for? I think you're reading a little too deep into my method. That's only if it comes to that situation. See, I do that just to show you that, nigga, I love you enough not to put my hands on you. And when I want to hurt you, if I can't hurt you physically because I can't smack the shit out you because you did some shit where I should smack the shit out you, you feel me? This is how I'm going to make you pay for it. You're going to feel my frustration. And at the same time, I'm going to talk to you. You know what I'm saying? So I don't, all this conditioning, I don't get it.
So you don't get what I'm saying, right? So let me put it to you like this. Let me put it in layman's terms. When I went to the military,
I understand. You don't have to break it down into dummy terms. I definitely understand where you're coming from.
No, not dummy terms.
No, when you say layman's term is you're breaking it down to dummy terms. I understood where you coming from. You feel me? Like,
but I have to follow up on what you said. You said you don't get what I said.
But once again, you don't have to say layman's terms like I don't understand.
Are you sure? Because you just said before you just did this, you just said you don't get what I was talking about.
So he wants to know what he's saying is
I want to elaborate.
Yeah, just say that. Yeah, don't say layman's is what he's saying. Because when you say layman's term, people think they're dumb. Okay. You said the psychological part of it, right? But I want to touch on what DJ Slicky said, and I didn't speak to him. Hi, DJ Slicky. Hi, Million. Hi, Zena. I said hi to Nikki. If anybody else in the chat that I didn't say hi to, hello. DJ Slicky said that this conversation is making him tear up, and also that his mother was the one that did all the beatings for him. I think, and I'm actually very glad that this topic came up because that's a deep part of a lot of us. And that's a part of us that we don't talk about because, like you said, we think that's what we're supposed to do. We think that's a kind of like a sort of a rites of passage. You're a child, you get your ass whooped. You get older, you beat your kids' ass. And then you tell them to beat the other kids' ass. I mean, it's just a cycle that we have. And so for us, I think that particularly not whooping your kids kind of did start with us. If it didn't start with our parents, but it started kind of with our generation and the generation under us. I think this is a good topic to tap on. And even though you're crying, DJ Slicky, I'm actually glad that you are, because then that's going to help you deal with that part of you that you didn't know was hurting. So that's a good thing that this topic came, because we don't talk about stuff like this. We don't talk about stuff like this.
The scary part about it, Phoenix, is that we don't talk about how many men have been abused by their mothers first.
Yes.
It's bringing him to tears because nobody else has ever agreed with him or ever openly said that my mother whooped the shit out of me before my father did.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because you always hear that the father is usually the one that beats the crap out of you. And that's what it was in my case. But there's a lot where mothers are doing it. And I witness this sometimes in the street. Kids going to school in the morning. Their mothers cussing them out. Their mothers smacking them. I mean, it's ridiculous. And it's true. But it's never talked about because we as women have that protection shield. We always have Other women protect them, don't, they don't do no wrong, that shit, blah, blah, blah. But sometimes our moms are ridiculous. They're just ridiculous. And some mothers don't need to be mothers, honestly. They really don't.
I'm not gonna say that.
Some of them
I'm not
don't.
gonna say that. I'm not gonna say this. I'm not gonna say that because my mother was a great nurturer
No,
until
I'm not taking that from her. I'm not
Mhm.
saying it, because there are some mothers that just don't know what else to do. And then there are some mothers who just don't need children. So I'm not taking anything away from it. Just because you spank your children does not mean that you're not a good mother. No, I'm not saying that.
No,
But
no, no.
yeah.
We're talking about whippings. This generation they don't even understand that. Like they're going through the mental abuse right
Yeah,
now. Because I don't really see a lot of mothers spanking their children.
they do. Yeah, some of them do. But it is more emotional. And emotional and mental abuse is worse than the physical. It really is.
Actually, I see, once again, that's this generation. I see videos where literally I see mothers beat their kids in public in front of everybody. Like I never seen a father do that, but mothers don't. I seen some mothers who don't care. You can be in the grocery store. I've seen a video where a mother pulled her child out of school lunch and literally beat him in front of his teachers and principal and all that stuff, and degrade him and all that, saying like, "I next time I'll crack your dang skull," or something like. I see that more from women than anybody.
Yeah, I've never seen a man do that. Never. And y'all don't have to, honestly. That's what a man honestly does not really have to do all that to a child. And honestly, we shouldn't have to either, but we do have a little bit more to deal with the kids because we're nurturing, we give more chances, but a man does not have to do that for real. So you really are not going to see a man go and do that, and we shouldn't do it either.
I think it's a big difference between men and women is that men have more penalties if they touch a child in public. Women are always babysitted and loved by society saying that it's okay, which in turn leads to, especially when it comes to young black males being whipped by their mothers or embarrassed by their mothers in public, it leads to resentment of women in the future. Yeah, we're going to protect you. You know what I'm saying? And women, the crazy thing about it is that women always love their abusers more so, right? But in turn, the men or the very boys that you are trying to make husbands turn into men, which I am guilty of. I'm guilty as shit that I started loving abusive women. I don't even understand how to deal with a peaceful human being. You know what I'm saying? Like, I will admit that. I will admit that mentally abusive, mood swings, whatever the fuck a woman goes through, I'm just built tough to be like, all right, let me back down. Let me do this. And then when I put my foot down and they turn or they can't take it, it's like, oh shit. You know what I'm saying? When I talk to a woman, they don't understand me. You know what I'm saying? Or when I don't get it. You know what I mean? I'm always, I learned in turn that my past has made me who I am. You know what I mean? And it all stemmed from my birth mother and my adopted mother. Like, it's just, two peas in a pod. My father honestly never really showed me much, you know what I'm saying? Much anger. It was just, I can only remember him doing like 2 or 3 things and never physically touched me. Just raising his voice was enough. And I don't know if that was just me craving the attention from him. They worked a lot. Them boomers worked a hell of a lot. And that was the point that I was trying to get to, my bad, is that they worked so much that I never really saw them, So busy keeping up with the Joneses. And then when I did see you, I'm in violation and I get an ass whooping every time, because I want to be social.
Mm.
So quick, how did you deal with, because are you the oldest child?
No, I'm the baby.
Okay. Now, how old is your older sibling?
He's Actually, he right around Mo age for real.
So do you see the difference in how they were raised, how your older siblings raised, and how you were raised, or was it kind of similar?
Well,
Okay.
my older sibling. Well, we may have to go towards my middle brother because for real, my older sibling really didn't come into our lives fully until like I was 19, and my oldest brother and my older brother was he was 26 at the time. So yeah.
Okay.
So as far as a difference in how me and my older brother was raised, not that I know of, yeah, not that I know of. Of course, I do know he was probably held to have a certain responsibility because my parents kind of made him to. They kind of put in his mind like, just remember, everything you do, your brother gonna see. You know, you're kind of you gotta you're the big brother, be the example, and so on and so forth. So that's about it. Just the cliche pressures of being the oldest sibling because he was the oldest sibling for 19 years. So until we got our older brother. But as far as difference in discipline being raised, I mean, so when you say like a difference, you mean like the difference in the way we were disciplined?
Yeah. Do you feel like your parents had more patience with you? Because sometimes it's usually as the more children you have, or the baby, or a couple of children underneath, close to the baby, has more leniency with the parents, so they have more patience.
To be
And usually the
honest,
older
I
children
don't
are
know.
crazy.
And this is the brutal, honest truth. I don't know because and this is probably because if my brother was ever disciplined, I never seen it. You know, and it's like because granted, me and my brother had as most siblings do, we've had falling outs. You know, and one of my biggest things about our big falling outs, or one thing that I felt is like even when I'm in the right, I feel like I get pinned in being wrong. Like why whenever he's wrong, why do I not ever see him get checked? Like I always feel like I always got came down on the hardest, if you ask me. At times, even when I was not wrong at all. But I'm not saying that we were disciplined different. It's just personally I never witnessed any disciplinary actions against him. So really I can't really speak on that because I wasn't there to see it, or if it or I he it might have been different, it might not have been, but I don't know. That's my answer. I don't know.
So DJ Slicky said something. He said, "Oh, the baby never got this shit." So I say that's why he's dead today. Wow. That's kind of a powerful statement there, Slicky Woo Boo. Like, so
Explain.
what he's basically saying is that because the baby of the bunch never got disciplined,
Shit.
he fell for the okey doke and got killed, which I'm
Like you talking about the
okay.
baby
No,
of
no,
his
no, no.
family?
No. I take it back now. He just followed up on that. He said, my little brother did no wrong in my mother's eyes. I get that. There's a difference between, he never got an ass whooping and he was spoiled.
Yeah.
Big difference.
And it also depends on, and it also depends on the family, because that's not always the case. That's not always the case, really. But cliche, if we're going off of cliche, or the most common descriptions of the baby is the one that has all the attention. Mama's baby, the favorite, so on and so forth, because he's the baby, so he gets babied and spoiled and so on and so forth. But not always the case, you know. I mean, because to a big effect, he is true because the baby is the one that gets the attention at that time because he's the baby at that time, because the older siblings at some point went through that stage. But now it's the other youngest turn. You know what I mean? And it's kind of in some way going to stick that way, because no matter how far along in life they get, the one at the back of the line is the baby for some reason. So there's a whole once again, psychology. There's a whole psychological chain that goes around that. You know, it kind of is like a never-ending chain, because the order of who's the oldest and youngest never ends. Because that person is always going to be the oldest, and this one is always going to be the youngest. So it kind of never goes away.
Well, that's enough of this. It's time to get us some goddamn Florida news before we get off air.
That's a lot of news.
Let me put my goddamn glasses on for this one.
Oh, Lord Jesus.
So, a woman 46 who missed her JetBlue flight falsely claimed she planted a bomb on board to delay the plane so her son would not be late to school. My God.
What the hell?
Dang.
No, he wouldn't be late for school.
That's dedication.
Young. Hey, look, so let me go ahead and describe her to you, man. Marina Verbitsky, 46, was with her husband and son at Florida's Fort Lauderdale Hollywood International Airport on Monday night for a flight back to her home in Chicago. My God, shots rack of all places in the world. But the family was late arriving at the gate at 8:45, and the flight was already taxiing to the runway with their checked baggage on board. Wow. Hey, look, we got to talk about this one. What do you think was in her bag that was so important?
Oh, she had an array of dildos and vibrators. Probably her husband lingerie set.
If that was the case, I would have loved to see the person who was looking at that thing when it was going through that X-ray machine.
Yeah, and they can't say a word. They can't say a word.
See, that's that drug mule shit. That's the drug mule shit. That's that bullshit. She probably was smuggling some fucking, I don't know, some pizza toppings. Who knows what the fuck she had in that joint? Shit gets weird.
But all of that for school.
That's the answer she gave the personnel or the federal government, the federales.
But that is so stupid. She won't get in trouble because she's dumb. You don't ever say you got a bomb in an airport. As if that you saying you got a bomb is gonna let them stop everything and put you on the plane. No, they gonna lock you up.
Oh no, you saying that you about to have like 87 cops just tackle your ass and just take you to lockup.
He was more than late that day.
Oh no. That's a week's worth of homework you got to do, kid.
No way. That is so stupid. That is so stupid.
In addition, in other Florida news, now, a Florida woman recently got arrested for helping her daughter beat up another child. So, question. Under what circumstance would it take you to, for you and your child to band together to jump another child?
My daughter, all of my sons would have to be 20 plus years old. We at the bar.
Bar fight. That's father-son bonding right there.
You hear me? It's a difference.
Y'all gonna come home with black eyes and a smile.
How old? So let me ask you this: how old was that child?
I'm not sure. I'm assuming that I think it was a early teenage. I want to say that they were 14, 15, something like that. Teenagers, you know, not legal, but kids.
I'm up here looking it up right now. Now,
yeah, look it up, please. Look it up. Get the accurate.
We have to ask the queen.
I posted it in the chat actually, but I think it was a video.
Yeah, we have to ask the queen herself, what extent would you go through to protect your child?
Like say your daughter, yeah. So what would you do? What would be the situation if
Okay,
for
so
you and your daughter to be together? Like, all right, yeah, we about to get her. Let's
my
go.
daughter, see, if they would have to be getting ready to jump my baby, and I'm not gonna hit the kids, I'm just gonna pick them up and throw them. And if somebody swing on me, that's a different story. But if she would have to be getting jumped or somebody, I'm not gonna let her get jumped. But I'm not gonna hit no child unless they hit me. Now they put their hands on me, that's different. That's
Can
an
I tell
automatic.
y'all?
That's
Can I
automatic.
tell y'all that young lady's name?
What's her name?
Her name. Are y'all ready now? Can I get a drum roll real quick? Can I get some? Ashley Ruffin.
Oh, Ruffin. All right, that sounds like a scrap.
And she's 30 years old, man. She was in the Flagler County Sheriff's Office. And I'm trying to get a quote from this. They all know. Oh, okay.
Do we have specifics on the age of the child?
Yeah, I was about to say, how was the daughter?
No, they are keeping them very private, but they do say that they were middle school.
Okay, so that's anywhere from 11 to 13, maybe 14.
Mm-hmm.
Phoenix, mind you, we are getting feedback.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, but whole T, like, Mother Bed just wasn't happening. It was her son at that. It was her son.
So possibly another young boy had to get Mama Bear paws.
So how does that work with the little boy? So his mama came to fight for him. How does that work? Like, how would y'all
fight with him? Said they jumped, which means it was an equal handicap match. If we talking in WWE terms.
Okay, but still, his mom fought with him. How does that make him look, or how does that make him feel later on? Like,
he gonna get his ass whooped again. They gonna challenge him.
Damn.
That's just how men work.
As much as
it's like at that point you gotta fight every day.
Yeah, because I'm like, as much as I would want to go out there, somebody trying to mess with my son, I knew that I had to let him do it. I just knew I had to let him do it. Because I just know he's a boy, and that's not gonna stop unless he handles it himself. Even with my daughters, you go outside and try to stop it, but sometimes you just have to let them fight.
That's real shit. That's real shit. Now, on to other news. Crazy ass news. In Madrid. All right.
Madrid.
Yeah.
What do we have going on over there?
Oh my God. So a 90-year-old Spanish woman whose identity was swapped at birth with another baby born hours earlier is suing the regional health department for more than 3 million euros. Her lawyer told the local TV station. Imagine that, y'all. Talk to me.
So identity swapped at birth. Does that mean they were raised with the wrong parents?
No. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm about to say yeah, because wow.
Wow, that is crazy.
How old is she?
Hold on real quick. Let me double check. She is, it does not say.
Okay, because I'm like, okay, those cases.
She was born in 2002.
So she's 19. Yep. So she's 19.
It's El Million Lagrano.
Damn. Bruh, that's crazy. I'm curious. So assuming she found out recently in this 19, 18-year-old stage, bruh, imagine just going. So I'm assuming the parents didn't know? I mean, because granted.
I'm saying, how could you not know that wasn't your baby unless you weren't able to see them after birth? Or unless they just baby? Because I don't understand, because I saw every last one of mine. Because I needed to know. When I had my first child, I thought they brought my baby to another woman, and I kirked off in that hospital. I was like, go check. She got the baby. And what it was, they looked just alike, but he was a little darker, the other child. And so when they
Because
brought
I do know for I do know for a fact, because my mom told me this story, because vouch for this if it's true. Once the baby is born and you see that baby for the first time, you know that baby is your baby. Like, even if it gets mixed up in a bunch, you can pick that out of a lineup of 20 after that, after you see it. Am I correct?
Because it's always something that you notice on your child. Once you
Now,
open
my
baby,
mom told me this story. Now, my mom told me this story about when I was born. The nurse, granted, she had already held me and all that stuff because she just had me. Now the nurse was about to take me and put me in the little place where they keep all the babies. What she did, she put the wrong armband on me. And the doctor, and granted, when they found out, the doctors had to run out and catch me. My mom knew who I was. So right when they was putting her in, my mom just said, "All right, hold on, that's him right there." And they look at the armband. He said, "All right, yeah, this is it. Wrong armband." And the nurse got into a shitload of trouble. I don't remember if my mom said she was fired or what. I don't know, but she said the doctor chewed her ass out for making that mistake.
Yeah, because people used to steal babies, and they probably still do. And they will switch and put a false armband on a child to take them and give them to somebody else. That used to happen a lot. Because I forgot, it was something I was reading where a woman had lost her baby, and she ended up befriending a woman who was pregnant around the same time she was when she lost her baby, only to go in there and take her baby and take it home to her husband because she didn't want him to know she miscarried. Things like that happen. Oh no, I had all eyes on mine. Oh no, you want them in the nursing? Nope, put them right here in this room. No, I don't trust none of that. And to this day, I still don't get no sleep. But that's all right, because I know my children.
Is that for real?
Bruh, shit like that happens. You can ask one day when y'all meet my mother, she gonna probably tell you the story. But it almost happened to me. They caught it before it got. Even if she did put me in there, she would have picked me. It could have been 100 babies in there. She'd have found me. But it almost happened to me.
Yeah, see, because Zena must have been really they thought I was a white baby.
I had no pigment. I looked like my eyes were big. I had a jerry curl. Straight up. So, but hey, I look just like my mom though. So she knew exactly who I was.
No,
now I want everybody. I'm about to give you some details on it, so make sure y'all mute it real quick. So one of the details was, according to the error came to light in 2017 after her father allegedly demanded a paternity test during a child support dispute, which confirmed she was unrelated to the family she grew up with. Boy, paternity tests are everything. I wish America honored those, though. You signed that birth certificate, the baby's yours. You did.
So, wow. So did the mother do a test too?
In order for a paternity test, you have to have both sides. It has to be mother and father. You can't just do it by yourself. It has to be. I've done them. You know what I'm saying? I've done those. You know what I'm saying? And I always came up in conclusive. I am the father. Okay. And it was never a game. It was like, you can do all the shit you want, bro, but that little motherfucker look like you. You hear me? In denial like hell. You hear me? But I always believed in him after my daughter. You know what I mean? Like just a double check. You know what I'm saying? Just a double check. But past that point, yeah, you always have to have both sides. Period.
Yeah, I didn't know, because I thought you could. Well, yeah, that's true. That's true, because even after death, you can do a test. They'll use one of the relatives. So yes, that's true. Okay, I've never had to do that, so that's why I asked.
Very much so.
That is wild,
man. So what else
Zena,
we got?
you said your mom, they gave you to a white woman, though?
Right.
I know you light skinned it, but dang.
They weren't trying to give me to my mother either because I was really light and I didn't have any hair like the white kid, like some white babies. They did not think I was my mother's child.
I've never seen a white kid. I've never seen a white kid be born with hair. It doesn't work like that. And I came out the same way, but I was brown skinned. I was actually dark as fuck when I came out.
I had a full head of hair. My ish was lavish. I was
lucky motherfucker.
Oh yeah, I came out for real. My dad said I shot out like a bullet, but in my mind, I think I came out like in slow motion. With my it's sparkling.
You was looking like Lil Nas X on the red carpet or the Met Gala.
Shut up, but like for real. No, for real. If you see my baby picture when I'm fresh out, I have a full head of curly hair and it's glistening. Like my ish had a natural glow to it. It was just, I should have been in them Gerber commercials.
Word to the wise, everybody. That is vagina juice. That's what vagina juice does. Vaginal juices does to your Jerry curl. Yeah, bro.
Hey, bro, you got a new product. You better patent it.
But JJ juice. Yeah, we're gonna get that.
Get that natural glow.
Eat ass. Like, yeah.
You heard of S curl? This is wet curl.
I can't wait to promote that for my beard. I'm gonna start doing I need to do that shit for my beard, bro.
You about to have a whole flow.
DJ Slicky said you was one of the goddamn Jacksons, bro.
Hey, look, Joe, low key, look. If you seen a picture of me when I was one, that Jerry curl was out to here. I had a full fro, yo. When I say my ish was lavish and natural, I am not lying. I had the perfect. I was born with the perfect Jerry curl, and by the time I was 2, I had I had the perfect fro. I swear.
Lucky.
Like I had like when my mom used to bring me to work, they thought I was a girl. That's how long my hair was, because she used to just put like 3 of those Busta Rhymes puff balls in my head, like he used to wear his dreads. Like they thought I was a girl. Yeah,
everything was pink oil. You had pink oil. Everything. Pink oil moisturizer or mane and tail shampoo, young. They believe
maybe, but like, bruh, my hair was. That's the only word. I'm gonna check. Matter of fact, I'm gonna change my name in the chat to Lavish Quick. That's the only thing that could describe how my hair was when I was a baby. Lavish.
It will be Lavish Bush.
Lavish Bush. I'll take that, because I had like my bush was full. And that not that kind of bush neither, folks, with y'all with the dirty mind. I had the Jackson 5, never can say goodbye, going on at 1 year old. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
Lavish.
Yeah. I was literally born with this beard right here. I just kept shaving all my life.
I can picture him being born with a beard. Why can I picture that?
I had the same head, no hair on it as I do now, right? Once a man, twice a child, right? I could have had a whole beard, bro, but I was pale as shit when I got older.
In my mind, now that you said that, I picture you being born with a beard and a full set of teeth. Like, for some reason.
My nephew was born with a full set of teeth, and he is a chess champion right now in North Carolina. Shout out to my nephew.
But that's really a thing. You can be born with a full set of teeth.
Bro, it's fucking freaky, bro. It's fucking weird.
Did they pull them?
No, they did not. The thing is that you're not necessarily born with a full set. They develop quickly. So, like, before you even at the stage where you're supposed to be like, you still supposed to be nibbling on nipples, you run around this joint with full teeth, and this Bama is a genius, bro. A fucking genius. And they say that about kids that were born with full sets, or, that develop early when it comes to teeth. Bro, this dude is the smartest human being I've ever met in my life. I love my nephew with his big ass. That motherfucker's intelligent. You hear me? I'ma still, hey, look, if he ever challenge me, I'm gonna beat his ass. No, it's like, no. Yeah. I take that back, everybody. We're healing. We've healed tonight. We have vented.
We have somebody who's licensed to heal now. So,
hey,
secret weapon.
listen. Congratulations to the Phoenix. Herself.
And Mama Phoenix, she didn't graduated too.
So to everybody out there, Phoenix, I think it's your time to shine before we get off of here. The process, what possessed you to go through that process, and explain to everybody what the school is about.
Okay, so the school, I am a transformational life coach and healing leader. And what I actually fought this for a long time. I didn't want to go back to school. I did not want to go back to school. But because it's kind of prompted too by the Blue Phoenix. The Blue Phoenix page is all about healing and bringing the Black man and Black movement back together through communication and healing of each other to heal our community, right? And anybody else too, but my main focus is on the indigenous man and woman. So because I do that, and I was working on myself, dealing with myself, and also because other people always have come to me since I was younger and asked for advice or talked to me or felt safe with me, I kind of got pulled into it. My mom came to me and was like, "Hey, you want to take a life coaching class?" I'm like, how the hell am a life coach in my world? My life is out of control. But in doing this class, this is not a regular life coaching class. This is the transformational class and the healing class. So I started in January, and through this whole process, on top of me already working on me, you have to work on yourself in order to help other people. So this class is teaching you about life coaching, but it's also teaching you how to transform and heal your own traumas. Instead of dealing with the triggers that we have that causes our attitude, we work on triggers to joy. So though you may be triggered with whatever happens, in the midst of that trigger, you can catch yourself and learn how to look at that and see what the problem is, address it, cry if you have to, scream, kick, whatever you got to do, and then find from that pain the joy that came out of it. So it kind of revamps your way of thinking. It teaches you how to deal with whatever issues you are having and how to address it and move forward, which I was already doing. So it really just pushed me further into my own healing.
What is the ratio of men to women in those classes?
Actually 1, 2, 3, 4. It was maybe, I know it was up, I think about either 5 or 6 men in the class. And it may have, of course it was more women, but I think it may have been about 12 women, I think. And our teacher is a man, Dr. Bruce Purnell.
And there's one thing I want to also shine a light on, because as we just said, your mother graduated with you, right? Took these classes and all that with you. So I want this to be an example to everybody watching. There is absolutely no age limit to mind expansion. There's no age limit to learning. There's no age limit to growing and developing you as a person. There's something you want to learn, you want to go back to school, you want to pick up a trade, whatever it is, no matter your age, do that. Do that right there, because there's no age limit on a gift, education, mind expansion, whatever. Just do it. That's it.
And the great thing about this was it was a lot of families there. So me and my mother and I, it was a mother and son. It was like 2 mothers and son sets. And then my mother and I. And then it was a grandmother and a granddaughter. So it's more so of us actually healing our generational line. And that's really dope, because that's what I want to do anyway. And the fact that my mother is there, that was cool. And from her being, my aunt will be the matriarch now, but from her being my mother and having all these people on her grandchildren, her children, and her working on herself, she can trickle down and work on everyone else. and myself being there, being her oldest child, who was already going through that, dealing with that, healing myself so I can work on my children. It's like a really awesome break in the chain. You know what I'm saying? And so I really do appreciate this opportunity to go through this class. And even though I wasn't really going with the aim to become a life coach, that's what happened, you know. And in doing so, as we say, we were in our cocoons, and you stay in your cocoon while you're going through your healing, while you're going through your transformation, while you're going through your crying and your fighting and your pain and everything. And then you blossom like a butterfly. So that was our biggest thing, that once you come out of that cocoon, you become a butterfly. But you never stay out until you fully heal. So sometimes you go back in the cocoon. It doesn't matter. As long as you take that time in the cocoon to deal with yourself and then break out. So that was the biggest thing for me. I just really appreciate the opportunity. And even if I don't go and just start a business with this coaching, I can apply this to what I'm already doing as far as the Blue Phoenix. So I'm just really excited. It's really cool.
I like the way that they word it, instead of being, and this is no offense to anybody they went to school for, because we have a fellow psychologist, you know what I'm saying, right here amongst us, that they word it differently. You know what I mean? Like, it sometimes wording can make you feel like, okay, can I trust this person? Like, no offense, psychologist, oh shit, I'm about to tell all my business. What were the, I'm not trying to give away all the secrets because I want people to go to the class. I'm actually interested now.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
You can do it because
But
this will actually draw you in it. Okay, so what's different about this is our main goal is to create a safe space for the people that we deal with. Our main goal is to create an atmosphere where you come in and you feel like, I'm talking to my friend, or I'm talking to somebody, or that's the pillow right there. That's that I'm safe with this person. I'm not going to feel like they're going to take this and throw whatever I say in my face. We create a safe space so that you can come in and have a brave space. With the brave space is you feeling like you are safe and you open up. So we don't do therapy because we're not, we don't do therapy. We're not therapists. We're not psychologists. We can take this and go for psychology, but I prefer this, the transformational life coach and healing, because you can get personal and you can allow a space where anything can come out. And I'm just your guide. So I'm just here to hold your hand and help you go through what you're going through. I'm not here to tell you what to do. I'm not here to give you resources. I'm here to allow you. I'm going to sit cross-legs on the floor with you and help you cry this shit out. Or I'm going to sit cross-legged on the floor with you and we're going to talk this out. You can come in and tell me something great. You can come in and tell me something that happened. We could be having a conversation and a memory can come up and we're going to deal with that memory. I'm going to help walk you through this trauma so that you can come out on the other side healed and okay. And you can take that and use it with someone else. That's what we do.
I must admit, that is beautiful. Sometimes you feel like you're obligated to try to solve the problems, and it can trigger you as a person. I try my best to listen, but something innate in me wants me to talk it out. You know what I'm saying? It makes me want to yell and be emotional. You know what I mean? Like, I'm so guilty of that shit. How much patience? I mean, is there a course for patience? Like, how do you let a person breathe when you're so concerned about them? Like, what is the course of action? Like, how do you suppress your identity or your empathy when you empathize with a person?
That's kind of hard, but what you can do is, because I'm an empathetic person and I feel other people's stuff all the time. So that was another reason why I was so hesitant to do this, because I can read an article and feel that article, you know, a person's pain in that article. You know what I'm saying? So that I was very hesitant on that. But what I had to learn was sometimes you can't help people if you can't feel them. If people feel like you're faking, they're not going to trust you. So, you know, one way to protect yourself, to make sure you just don't get to the point where you're not right, is to always check yourself. If you feel like it's too much, you got to take a break. You got to step back. And that's with anything. I had to learn that myself because people were always dumping on me. They were always dumping on me. My family, my friends, everybody would dump on me. And I had nobody to talk to because I'm the one everybody talked to. So I had to learn to step back and write or read or scream or whatever I had to do to get myself together. So when you feel like that overwhelming, you have to, out of respect of yourself, and if you have your clients or your family, step back and deal and just let go of whatever that's holding you in. You know what I'm saying? It's just things you have to do. And that's a personal thing or professional. Because psychologists have to do that too. And therapists have to do that too, you know, because even though it's not as into like with the emotional part with a psychologist and a therapist, they get that stuff dumped on them daily, you know, all the time. And they have to have that release. It's a connection. Even though you have to fake like you don't connect, you feel that too, you know. So you have to really work on yourself and learn how to help this person and remove it from you. It takes time. It does. But you can do it.
What made your mom want to take this type of class? What made her want to go to school and so on and so forth?
She's actually in class for social work. She's in school outside of for social work and to teach. So my mom is already in school. She's in UDC for that. And then we took this because we were in a program called SOUL, Seniors Offering Unconditional Love, where they would get together every week and just talk. And we would listen to their stories. And I love talking to older people. I love talking to older people. I love listening to their experiences. It just does something to me. It just makes me happy because I listen and you learn so much from older people. So going to that class, Dr. Bruce Purnell was also part of that. And so he developed this well, we call it Telical. That's how, you know, the thing TL the TL transform like CHL. So he developed that because he teaches. And then it was another one called Training Grounds with Men. So it was more men in training grounds. It was a few men in our side, but it was more men in training grounds where they actually go and they deal with younger men, young boys and men, and they help them to mentor them, they teach them, they do kind of what we do, but they go and really go in the streets, you know what I'm saying? So they graduated today too. So shout out to Training Grounds. Them men graduated, they had valedictorian. Mom was actually valedictorian for our class. So, you know, it was really, really dope. And, you know, it's just really cool, the different things that are going on. So shout out to Dr. Bruce Purnell. And I can't remember the other gentleman that helps him run Training Grounds, but it's really cool. And the reason why she wanted to do that is, for one, because of the mission for transformational life coaching. It's the mission, you know, it's a mission to get behind. It's a goal to get behind. So that's why she joined me. Now, and she snapped me up because I do this anyway.
Now, not to be, you know, just going on stats and, you know, the region that you're in. How many of people of color compared to people of non-color, not non-color, but people of a lighter hue? What was the ratio of people that were in there trying to learn this method?
Oh, it was all us. It was all us in there. All us in transformation life coaching and all us in Training Grounds. It was all us. Older to younger. I think the youngest person in there probably was 30. About 30 or 32. Yeah.
That is bloody amazing. And congrats to you. Congrats to moms. You know, I love that girl. Hey, look, I'm a fuck around, I'm gonna hug, I'm gonna shake her ass like a pit bull. You hear me next time I see it.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, mama fans be giving them hugs.
Yeah.
but it is, and it is, of course, 10:30, everybody. And of course, we do have families, and it's time to get some rest. And hopefully everybody out there has been healed by listening to this young lady, man, who I have followed through this whole journey. And I'm very interested in actually taking that course now because I have a lot of unresolved issues.
I think you'll do great in there, for one, because you have been making connections a lot. And I think you'll do great in that class. Mm-hmm.
I might do it myself.
You know what, bro? If you want to go through together, we can go through the portal together, bro. We'll be twins. We'll be twins, bro. We'll be twins, bro. We going through the same canal together, bro. At the same time, you'll be silky, I'll be bald, bro. You know what I'm saying? Even
why do you have to always make stuff awkward? Like, why?
Because it's the love, homie.
You go through the canal now. Figure it out.
Whatever,
together, bro. Together. We'll be spooning on the way out, bro.
All right. Rock, if you still here, put him all the way in the fucking back, like now.
Well, it's time to say our goodbyes, y'all. So, hey,
anyways,
yeah.
Wow. But anyways, y'all, another fire show in the books from here at the No Filter Show. You seen Rock was in, and he's somewhere out in the Matrix. So shout out to TaylorMade Rock. Shout out to Star, who had some technical difficulties. The Matrix wouldn't even let her be a part of this situation tonight, sadly. But anyhow, y'all already know the deal. K Quick Beats, Bars, and Fave. No Filter is, Asylum out right now. Check out Sean Marshall's single, Self-Destruct, and Work It. MC Red's album, Way of the Heart, out now. You already know, No Filter is, BBL. We in here. Yeah.
Man, of course, this is your man, G.I.Mo, a.k.a. Non-GMO, man. You can catch me on all platforms, G.I.Mo. You can catch TaylorMade Rock on all platforms, TaylorMade Rock. You can catch Star Joyner on most platforms. And every Wednesday, man, look, hey, y'all, I've been going through some things we've been missing, but of course, me and the Healer, we do have our show on Wednesday nights. It's been a struggle, but we will get back to the program. You dig? Every Wednesday at 8 p.m., man. It is both sides of the coins. I digress.
Mm-hmm. Anywho. Before I close out, I want to give a shout out to, we lost somebody during this process. We had another gentleman that was in our class named Anwar, and he was lost to gun violence.
Oh,
he wasn't involved in anything, but he ended up being caught in the crossfire. So I just want to shout out to him, because he was in class and he would have been another graduate today. So rest in peace, King, and I am so glad to have met you and worked through you through half this process and learn from you as well. And I am the Blue Phoenix. You can catch me at the Blue Phoenix Hills on Facebook and Instagram. I appreciate you guys. I love you so much. Good night.
And on that note, this has been the No Filter Show, and we out of here. Yeah.